Herbivore. Herbivore. Good morning, vegan man and woman. Also, it's the evening. Well, depending on where you are in the world. How are we doing? Thanks for joining me. Sorry for the absence the last couple of days. We had the wonderful family Freedom over. And yeah, we didn't know how long they were staying for. We all kind of played it by ear, so I couldn't let you know like what was happening, basically. But we're back now. I'm eager to get streaming. Big Spoon Beer is in the hizzy. Good evening, lovely, lovely plump munches. I like that. General Gosling, how are you doing, brother? Good to see you. Sue Money is in the house also, and lovely Aled. Good old vegan metalhead. Hello, Herbarinos on a food break, so I won't stay long. So he's just in here briefly, but good to see you. Dave Backett is getting down to the tunes. John Doe, what up? Angel, have I missed a couple of lives? I feel like I haven't been on one in ages. Yeah, so we didn't stream for, I think, 2 whole days. I think it was 2 whole days. Yeah, we had our friends over. And yeah, so we were entertaining. But yeah, we're back on now. Keen to get back to the stream. And Randon Lewis in the hizzy. Us 3 vegans are here. What? Vegan Metalhead. Work is very slow, so I can stay on. Very good. Big Spoon Bear. Feeling amazing since starting my specific D3 and B12 vitamins. Looks like I was deficient. So I'm glad you're feeling better. Us 3 vegans. Hello everyone. It's me, Ankarad from my mum's account. Oh yeah, I thought I recognised us 3 vegans from somewhere. My phone has decided to run out of battery. There's no hench emojis. No. Right, I must remember that then. From my mum's account. Right. Hello to you guys. Thanks for joining. Oh, Bob, Katie, and Jojo say hello. Angela, baby Carson, good to see you, my lovely. Acid Arter in the hizzy, and good old Benny Green, my IRL friend. Vegan Mooncat, General Mooncat, subscribe to him. He's great. Hello to you, Starmanass, Private Starmanass. Did I just say to subscribe to Vegan Mooncat? I don't think I did. I think my brain's like out of the game. Subscribe to Vegan Mooncat or I will kill you to death. Kelly Horrocks is here. Lovely Kelly. Good old Aslan. Oh, Lieutenant Mayan, is it now? Angela, I'm in the outdoor bath, so I can't stay. Oh, lovely. That sounds lovely. Emmanuel's here as well. Good to see you. And Wind Waker. Yeah, I missed you guys. Toby Gosling, I'm a mentor with the Vegan Switch, helping people go vegan. That's very nice of you. Very good. Angela, hope you all have a blessed day. I'm going back Hench in case anyone needs to know. It's blackberry season. Make some jelly. John Day, I started following Dr. McDougall's recommendation of 80-12-8. My lifts and pumps never better. Feel super full. Had to increase calories to not lose too much weight. Yeah, more carbs on board certainly does help you to have more volumization in the muscles. Big Spoon Bear, going to give notice of getting married tomorrow, so many hoops to jump through. Yep. Ain't that the truth? And congratulations. Angel, how is Gemma? She's great, thank you. Yeah, she's been busy making lots of food for everyone. How are you?
Hey. Hello. I forget where to look. Thanks for asking. I'm good. Yeah, it's been a nice couple of days. Oh God, I'm at... Oh, sorry, robot.
Don't call him Robot. Sir cleans a lot. Don't call him Hoover either.
Oh God.
Sir cleans a lot.
Okay. It's been nice to see some friends, you know, for a couple of days and just sort of chill a little bit. Yeah, it's been really nice. I'm good.
Yeah.
And how are you? Hope you're all doing well. Thanks for asking. That's very kind.
Rachel Belts, what do you feed your cat? Benevo Complete. It must be a complete vegan cat food if you go that route. According to the science, if anything, it likely does them better than a standard meat-based horror. You can check out all the science in a video I did if you cross-reference vegan cats and Hench Herbivore. I referenced the latest study and quoted this guy who is he's in the Royal College of Veterinary Surgeons, and he's involved in like animal welfare. Yeah, and his position was like there's no reason not to, because if anything, it's like better for them actually. But it has to be complete. You can't feed them salad. Dragon Fist, good to see you. I'm drinking Viva Life Viva Life Madagascar vanilla protein powder with a little teaspoon of ginger powder, which I find gives it a nice kick, and it's very anti-inflammatory, isn't it? So it's good for keeping you pain-free. Emmanuel, have you ever done any martial arts training? I only got within striking distance of my 4th dan black belt in karate before I tore my knee cartilage and didn't carry that on. And other than that, I've only done boxing, kickboxing, MMA, BJJ, self-protection, kapap, bit of taekwondo. So yeah, not a lot. I basically trained pretty much every day for like 12 years. I was heavily into that. Was my thing. Age 15 through 27. Sometimes I was training up to 4 times a day in the end. Mooncat had a bad couple of days. Stewie had a nasty injury from a German Shepherd bite. Wow. And then I had a bad fall and beat my left knee up. Get well soon, guys. I'm so sorry to hear that. I don't know. I leave you alone for a couple of days and that all goes wrong. Bless you. Get well soon, guys. See money. So I'm starting back at the gym after a 5-year break and for the first time needing to lose weight. I can't take protein supplements because they contain pea-protein. I think you'll find there are protein supplements that do not contain pea protein. So all sorts: potato, hemp, brown rice, soya. Yeah, there's lots of different ones. I mean, most people probably don't really need them, truth be told. Dragonfish, do you wear sunscreen daily or not? Very rarely. Very rarely. I mean, there's very rarely any sun for a start. I don't tend to burn. Like, if I was going to be in some blazing sun for a while, I'd slap some on. See, what macros should I aim for? Achievable with no sun? It is achievable. Obviously, you want a higher percentage of protein. So, you want to emphasize legumes. You want some whole grains in there. I would say, shoot for 2 grams of protein per kilo of leanish body weight per day. If you can't do that all with whole plant foods, I don't mind the judicious use of a more processed protein food. I think, it's an aid. Yeah, it's not quite as optimal in terms of health, but, it's not so bad in the context of an otherwise whole foods plant-based diet, I think. So things that would be useful would be like tofu, seitan, textured vegetable protein, and as I say, there's lots of protein powders that don't have pea protein in there. But yeah, it should be achievable without supplements. Macros wise, I don't really think in terms of macros. I think, go for, like I say, 2 grams of protein per kilo of leanish body weight per day. So that's your start. So that's your protein. And then fats, for fat loss, I think the easiest thing is to go relatively low. If you can have a moderate amount of calories and still lose weight, I'd say 10% of your calories. If you're having to really lower your calories down, like sub 2,000 calories, I would go maybe nearer 15% of calories from fat, simply because you need a certain amount with which to make like the sex hormones and things like that as a substrate. So, and the remainder is carbohydrate basically. So I don't have a specific macro recommendation, but I do have protein, carbs and fat. Well, so I do have a recommendation, but it's not in terms of percentages. It's just expressed a little bit differently. Before colada. Angel, trying to wake up earlier this week and taking your advice, having a cold shower. That'll do it. I have 3 12-hour shifts this weekend, so preparing my body. Good for you. Good for you. I'll tell you what's good in the mornings as well is some breath work. I actually bothered to do 5 rounds instead of 3 today. I felt like $1 million. I felt so amazing. It basically gets your epinephrine going, like your sort of adrenaline. And it supercharges your immune system and just gets you ready for the day. But yeah, the cold, specifically first thing getting in the cold shower, your body heating up, as you're no doubt aware, which is why you're doing it. The rising heat in your body temperature is what also wakes you up really good. Big Spoon, I've always liked the thought of Wing Chun, looks lovely and deadly. Yeah, I'll be honest, personally, I never really liked the look of a lot of the Chinese styles, but was I ever to do one, it would have been Wing Chun, I think. It's quite direct. Benny Green, I've never tried Tai Chi. No, I bet that does feel them out. I certainly like a bit of yoga. Oh, you just started. Nice. Yeah, it looks like great stuff. Mooncat, this does not happen when we speak daily, Paul. I'm so sorry. That is your fault. sorry to say it's your fault. Dope. Stains in the hizzy. Michael Askey, Hench to blame. Today is Blame Hench Day. God damn it. Dragon Fist, can you do a push-up with 1 index finger? Strangely enough, no. Chico Bigo, did you see the latest Meet the Victims post where the farmer keeps punching the activist repeatedly? No. Thoughts? Yeah, I'd like him to try and punch me, is the first thought that comes to mind. I suppose if you don't care about taking animals' lives, you're not bothered about punching a human who's just trying to do good in the world. Meet the victims post. Where can I see that? Bibby Bobby, what's in the shaker? Vivo Life Perform Protein Powder. It's the Madagascar vanilla, which is delicious. And I just put a little teaspoon of ginger powder as well, which is acts as a powerful anti-inflammatory. It goes really nice in there, like a cocktail as well. It just gives it a little kick. Really goes with the vanilla flavour. Any recommended YouTubers? I suppose it depends what kind of niche you're talking about. Is it like activists, like animal rights, or like cooking channels, or fitness? What flavour of YouTubers are you looking for? And I'll tell you my recommendations. Michael, stop shouting. See, thanks for the guidance. Notes taken. We'll continue the search for supplements, but focus on your suggestions. Thanks. You're very welcome, Sue. And you could, if you haven't already, download my free vegan nutrition guide, and it's all laid out in there basically. So, in case you forget any of it, it's all in there, nice and plain and simple for you. Sarah, hi everyone. How's your Tuesday treating you? I'm having a lovely day. Yeah, we had our good friends Family Freedom over. Do you guys know Family Freedom? Bob, Katie and Jojo. They're just starting a van life series, so that's very exciting. We saw their van. Yes, they've been hanging out. It's very replenishing. We just got to hang and have some quality friends time. Hence, I've not been on here, so sorry about that. Yeah, and then we had a very productive business call with our new business partners, and things are getting exciting, moving along. Certain things are happening, so yeah, we're making some inroads there. And then we went for a lovely walk over the park, and it was nice and sunny. And here we are, back streaming. I was missing streaming. I've really come to love live streaming now. How's your Tuesday treating you, Sarah? Aled, is tofu healthy? Just realised it's not a whole food. Yeah, there are no tofu trees, I'm afraid, or bushes. Healthy, unhealthy. The phrase really is compared to what? Everything's kind of on a scale. And what I will say is, yeah, it's not a whole food, and it has had good stuff taken out, like fibre, and I think you lose about half the minerals. However, there's nothing, unless you get some kind of weird cutlet or whatever that's flavoured, it's typically got nothing bad added, if it's pure tofu. So, it's not as healthy as the whole soya beans that it displaces, but on the scale of things, it's not so bad. I don't mind to see 1 or 2 servings of a more processed plant food like that. Particularly for someone who is like a larger strength or physique athlete, or someone on a low amount of calories in there, they're trying to do a cut and lose weight, and the protein just needs to be a bit of a higher percentage. I feel like it's useful. So not optimal. I wouldn't necessarily call it unhealthy, but really, I would say healthy or unhealthy compared to what? Because there's no real black and white, if you know what I mean. It's all sort of shades of grey, really. Dragon Fist, did you know batteries are not vegan like the ones you put in your TV remotes? Should buy batteries be avoided since they're not vegan? Well, not if you want your devices to work. The phrase, I don't know if all batteries are non-vegan. I've got no, I just don't know. We're in a non-vegan world, basically, and to be a vegan, you just need to be doing your best, as far as is sort of practicable. And, for me, I need to be able to cycle at night time. I choose to cycle so that I'm not, causing so much environmental harm. But, of course, I need to see where I'm going. So, yeah, there's batteries in my lights. It's just about doing your best. It's not all or nothing. And as the world becomes more vegan and there's more vegan options for different things, of course you're then gonna, gravitate towards those, But it's not all or nothing. Chico Bigo, it's on Instagram. He runs and kicks one in the back, punches him in the face 4 times or something. Onto the street. Wow. Yeah, I will check that out. Beep, beep, beep. Right. So, yes, they've got that on camera though, eh? Yeah, ain't that the truth, Valid? UK activism, I guess, like Earthling Ed, Joey Carbstrong, up until recently, though I think he's no longer with us. Oh, actually, I think he's back for Camp Out. Yeah, I don't watch a lot of activism. David Rams is kind of new on the scene. He's pretty good. I think Cosmic Skeptic, he's pretty new on the scene, and he's got a great way about him. So they would be my picks. Big spin. I felt like a child when I bought my last protein powder and went for birthday cake. Yeah. Ice, I don't know what that is in reference to, I'm afraid. Chico Bago, fighting / self-defense advice for someone with 0% athletic background, if ever to need it. Train. Learn to hit really blinking hard. And it takes practice, though. Get some athleticism, because that's definitely going to play into it. Yeah, I mean, I'd say, you need to learn a fighting art and to have some athleticism. Other than that, it's not a very nice thing to talk about, but I would carry something in my pocket. And was I walking through a rough area late at night, I would have my hand in my pocket and I'd have it in my hand, ready to go. Not a very nice thing to have to talk about, but there's the truth of it. Keyboard warrior. I hate how people use culture as an excuse to kill the animals. Yep, agreed. Stain. Paul, please rate my dinner. Okay. 250 grams of tofu. As I say, not as healthy as the legumes it displaces, but still pretty good on the scale of things, particularly if you are an athlete. Shallots, was that meant to be? Paprika, red onion. So red onion, extra points for it being red. You've got a spice in there with the paprika. You've got an allium vegetable with the shallots. Courgettes are good. Carrots, beta carotene. I guess that's tomato, passata, is it? Which is going to be high in lycopene because it's slightly processed. Garlic powder, so very anti-cancer. Another great spice. Cumin, another spice. Bit of salt. Salt, we should probably limit, or in some cases, get rid of. Pepper. I will give that 9.5 out of 10. 9.5. I think that's very, very good. Ice, baby. Do you watch any vegan influencers? Not really. I spend more time creating and posting my own content than consuming it. I mean, I do watch people in my niche, Simnet, Turner, just to keep an eye on the competition. Ignace, what kind of food / how should eat if you need to carry 3 to 5 meals in a backpack along with other stuff. I would be taking things like kind of salads, like legume and grain salads. You know, if you can't heat things up or whatever. You know, maybe the odd wrap or sandwich, but I think a lot of whole grain like salads, trail mix, dried fruit, you know, nuts, seeds. Yeah, that's the sort of thing I would be doing by and large. Toby, grummy vegan granddad. I know what you meant. Has a video on it too. On what? On what? Sorry. I'm not sure what you're on about because I don't eat no meat. Sarah, I just woke up from a nap, so take that for what you will. Also, it's good to hear you thinking up with your real life social circle, even though we're not having you hang out with us. Thank you very much. And I missed that earlier on. Sorry about that. I don't know how I keep missing things because they ain't no me. Dragon's Angel 007 is in the hizzy. Welcome. Thanks for joining. Louise J. Hey. Pentelis, does gluten flour used to create seitan contain all the essential amino? Yeah, all. Well, that's not a whole plant food, is it? But it's the proteins from wheat. So vital wheat gluten specifically is what you're talking about. And yeah, all whole plant foods contain all essential amino acids. The idea that they're incomplete is complete nonsense. You know, some are higher in certain aminos than others. But there's no need to protein combine at meals. Like, as long as you're eating a range of different foods, which you need to anyway for your health, by the end of the day, you're going to be hitting all the aminos. They all pull in the interstitial space between like muscle cells, and they're there for when we need them. So yeah, just eat adequate food in general. You know, adequate protein, and it's a non-issue. The only real incomplete protein source in the food chain, by and large, is gelatin, which is an animal derivative which lacks the amino acid tryptophan. So actually, all whole plant foods contain all the aminos. It's just actually a animal product which doesn't. Bippy Poppy, is it the old El Paso refried beans you get? Yeah, mostly those. In the UK, they are vegan. I think in the US, you have to specifically get the vegetarian ones. If not, they have like lard in them, I think. Louise, just a quick question about the cyanide business of flaxseed. I assume it's okay with porridge. It's already ground. It's not the solubleness that activates the cyanide. Yeah, no, it is. It would form, I'm led to believe. Yeah, it would form. But you would have to eat, say, you know, relatively a lot of it. If you're just sticking to 1 or 2 tablespoons, like that shouldn't be an issue. Angel, if I'm walking in the evening, night when it's dark, I carry my keys between my fingers. Quite sad. I would feel like into that, but some people are not nice. Yeah, some people are not nice. You know, I've been in situations before where I'm walking along, like say it's like late at night, and there's like a sort of smaller female on their own. I will cross the road so as not to be walking behind them, you know, and have them kind of worry. And I've had girlfriends before where they phoned me up and said, "Oh, this guy's been following me, like across the road, and he's following me." And yeah, there was one who's nearly back home, and I went out hoping to bump into them, and I was just going to basically like chin him like out of nowhere, but he got lost just before that happened, happily. Luckily for him, and possibly luckily for me as well. Foxy Blonde in the hizzy, you've had an avatar change. I nearly didn't recognise you. Evening to you. Thanks for joining. Maisie, how did you find out about your gluten intolerance? Just by eating gluten and then feeling like I'd been kicked in the guts by a mule and sitting on the edge of my bed, holding my guts, rocking backwards and forth, back and forth in agony, just crying in pain and having terrible diarrhea. That was my first clue. Dragonfish, please rate my dinner out of 10. 2 litre vanilla Coke, double stack beyond cheeseburger. -10. -10. Yeah. I mean, you got some tomato and lettuce there. Yeah. I personally wouldn't eat that if you paid me. No offence. You know, fizzy drinks, sugary fizzy drinks. Top killer now in the UK is actually Alzheimer's disease. Number one dietary cause of that is sugars in things like Cokes, Beyond Burgers, cheeses. Like typically they're going to have coconut oil, which is worse than beef fat for heart disease. So yeah, as a nutritionist, I cannot recommend that meal. But each their own. If you know the risks and you're happy to take them, that's absolutely fine. At least you're not hurting any animals, and I can respect that. Louise J. Okay, thanks. Straight into the gob. Ignis, how much flaxseed is too much in one meal / day? According to the science, if you were to get the most cyanide potentially causing flax seeds, and they were like ultra fine ground, about 50 grams should bump most adults up against a safe, tolerable upper daily limit for cyanide. And you don't want to get that wrong. So I wouldn't be messing with it. It is like a horrible poison. Again, like it's the dose that makes the poison. Even water will kill you in the right quantity. So, do have a tablespoon, for your for your health, because it's got like the anti-cancer lignans. Hi, Pretty is in the hizzy. Good to see you. Keyboard Warrior, there are children in here, so I would prefer you didn't put that kind of a comment, but luckily YouTube thought better of it. Foxy, had a sore tummy for 2 hours after a banana. Strange, it only happens now and again. Was the banana quite green? Was it quite green? Or was it just average looking? Or was it yellow? Did it have those, not black like bruises, but did it have the dimpled brown age spots? How was that banana looking? And I'm going to guess maybe, was it potentially a bit green? That would be my hunch. If you normally eat bananas and you're fine. Chigo Bego, I feel like a big problem with mock products is they lack micronutrients, since most of them are made of oil and protein. I said, really? Yeah, sure. I mean, obviously it's displacing things with more nutrients. The reason I go straight to the things like coconut oil and stuff is the fact that is the biggest cause of death. So I sort of feel like that kind of takes precedence. But yeah, so not only are you taking in like negative, like horrible things that will kill you, but yeah, you're displacing healthier things with nutrients that will protect you. So it's doubly bad. Vegemite Codbod, General Codbod, how are you doing, sir? Great to have you. Windwaker, do you have any tips for pineal gland cleansing besides tamarind and silicone? I don't even know about them, I'm afraid. I don't even know about them. I know excess calcium causes it moida. It does moida to it. I think Jar Jar Binks says that in one of the Star Wars films. That's where I got that from. But yeah, I don't know much more about that. Foxy, it was yellow but not very spotty yet. Yeah, so really, you should have the brown age spots. If you've not, then much of the sugar is not really formed. and it's going to be quite starchy, and it's just harder for our bodies to break that down. Ideally, the optimal time actually to eat a banana is the third day after the age spots first appear. At that time, there's a compound called TNF, which is tumor necrosis factor, and it actually 8x's the cancer protection of this TNF. So that's a very good thing. However, if they don't upset your tummy, there's actually a bit of an argument for eating the odd one a little bit unripe, like quite green. And basically, you've got more resistant starch, which is what feeds some of these good gut bugs that I keep banging on about. And in fact, you can actually buy green banana powder specifically to help build your gut microbiome. But yeah, they may have been a little too unripe for you, possibly. That would be my hunch, if normally you get on okay with them. Dragonfish, do you remember your dream from yesterday? I don't tend to remember dreams. I sometimes see some interesting things in meditation. The last thing I saw that was very interesting was like this humanoid figure. And he had like a sort of, he didn't have a lion's head, but he did have very lion-esque features. He was kind of a lion-human hybrid. And it was just very interesting. We were kind of like nose to nose, like within each other's space, but it felt like there was a mutual respect there, and that we were just interested in each other and checking each other out. Don't know what that was all about. Angel, I used to be running to the toilet after eating coleslaw before I was vegan. I was actually for myself through that. Let me on now and can eat all I want. Yeah. We did a coleslaw recipe with the, did we? No, it's a mayo recipe, wasn't it?
Did do a coleslaw with something, that chicken recipe, the chicken sandwich?
Yeah.
Coleslaw, that, yeah.
Oh, we did we do it with that in the recipe, or?
Yeah, the mayo came from the cookbook from the tuna mayo recipe, didn't it?
Yeah.
Silken tofu it was made of, and cashew butter.
Yeah, so there's a mayo recipe in our more recent chicken mayo recipe, and yeah, we just added some cabbage, carrots, etc. to that, and that was great, and it's really healthy as well. What is in that? Like cashew butter?
Yeah, cashew butter,
silken tofu, vinegar.
And mustard, I think.
And mustard.
Not much else, really.
No, that's super good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Cowboy. Oh, hi, Pretty, you're saying we did the coleslaw with the chicken mayo. I thought we did. Why can't I remember it very well? Anyway, whatever. Because I don't know, mate. Oh, right. Grumpy has a video of the pig farmer that started fighting activists. Yeah. Okay, Toby, thanks for that. Ignis, I'm quite paranoid about omega-3, so I put 3 tablespoons in my porridge. Also, can you absorb unground flax like it's like unskinned? Like shelled? I've never seen shelled flaxseed, but if there was such a thing, yeah, you could. So I would, if I was you, swap a couple of tablespoons of flaxseed out for chia seed, which is doesn't have the cyanide issue. Armando, how bad is the occasional Diet Coke? I don't know that the science has been done. I don't know that we have facts and figures about what the occasional one will do for you. But what I will say is, now, as I say, the biggest killer of UK residents now is Alzheimer's disease. Refined sugar is the biggest dietary cause, so you're raising risk for Alzheimer's. And then there's it's acidifying. Yeah, it's horribly acidifying Coca-Cola. It's like pH. Actually, I've forgotten what pH it is. But I remember reading a statistic that if you have one bottle of Coca-Cola, you would need 30,000 bottles of like an alkaline forming like mineral water in order to offset all the acid load. So it's super acidifying. It's not something I'd be drinking. It's just really not. Refined sugars just raise your risk. Raise your triglycerides. They raise your risk for non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It could give you issues with, if you've got a bit of insulin resistance going on or type 2 diabetes, it's going to raise your blood sugar horrendously. I just think, is it worth it? It's your life, it's your longevity, it's your not just your lifespan, but your health span. And I just think, is it really that tasty? Is it worth, maybe, even if it just takes 2 years off your life, is that worth it, Chago Bago, can you tell us how to build muscle in 30 seconds? I can show you. Imagine I've got some weights in my hands. You just pull against the weights relative to gravity and then all the magic happens. If only it was that simple. Dragon Fist, weirdest videos you've seen on the internet. You come out with some great questions, Dragon Fist. I don't really try to watch weird videos particularly. So what I've been privy to because of my job, I would say anything by Sferridge basically is truly Captain Backwards. You're welcome, Foxy. Armando, in all seriousness, thank you so much for your amazing content. You've helped me on my journey to being fully plant-based. Well, that is very cool. Thank you for your kind words, and good on you for becoming fully plant-based. That is awesome. Chago, that's not for me. Hi, pretty. I'm celiac. It's the medical community 10 years to diagnose me. In the US, they would tell me it's a European disorder. So I'm no doctor, but pretty sure she doesn't change geography. Yeah, weirdos. Louise J. Oh wow, what kind of meditation was that? Sounds like a deep one. Yeah, it's Joe Dispenza's The Generous Present Moment. You just basically focus on the infinite blackness behind your eyes, and you just try to be and to not think, project into the future or think of the past. You just try to be, and if you manage to get into those lovely alpha or theta brain waves, oftentimes images just come, and it's very interesting. The weird thing is, I've been trying for ages using certain hallucinogenics to really. I was really keen to meet some of these entities that I keep hearing about, and just taking larger and larger doses, like a heroic dose and then so-called godly dose, and just not having any real kind of out of body crazy spiritual ego dissolution experiences. And then I just meditate, and then boom, there's someone, there's something. Yeah, it's weird. Paul, yeah, I'm aware of iboga. I'm aware of that. I'll take a couple of capsules before bed, you reckon? Interesting. Yeah, some people use that for getting over certain addictions and things, don't they? Mersey, the US medical system has been run in circles. I have some left side pain. I just kind of struggling to say IBS, yeah, which means I don't know what you've got, so we'll just call it that catch-all term. I don't mind being in pain, but I'm worried about ruining my intestines. Bless you. Bless you. I would invite you to check out the channel Goji Man. Watch some of his videos and see if anything resonates. You may try, if you've not already, playing around with the FODMAP foods and seeing if switching some of those out helps your symptoms. It's not a long-term cure, though, because these are some of the healthiest foods, and it's meant to be a temporary measure. Watch some of Goji Man's videos. You may see something that resonates. It may point you in the direction of some tests that you might like to run on your guts to see what is causing the issue. And hopefully from there, you can get it diagnosed and treated. I certainly, personally developed SIBO a couple of years back, and that was horrible. It was horrible. But happily, with his guidance, we managed to diagnose, treat it. And I've never had it back. So, yeah, he's very good. Plant-based powder, head diet soda is bad for the gut microbiome. Yeah, it will be. Yeah, it will be. It'll be feeding like pathogenic bugs. Scott Lidster. Hi, I'm not vegan. Welcome to the channel, first of all. Thanks for joining, and thanks for being so brave to say that. Been toying with the idea for a while. Was wondering how best to start, and is it really expensive like what I've heard? It can be as cheap or as expensive as you like. If you want to do it healthfully, it's actually the cheapest way to eat, because you're basically eating the foods that the animals have fed their whole lives before they're slaughtered for our taste pleasure. So, things like beans and grains, whole grain rice, brown rice, whole grain pasta, bananas, raisins, dates, frozen spinach, cans of tomatoes. They're the cheapest foods in the world, and they're the healthiest foods in the world. They help you to prevent, treat, and even reverse some diseases. How best to start? Download my free nutrition e-guide. It's a complete overview, like all the basics. It's called How to Eat Plant-Based Successfully. So it tells you what to eat, what to avoid if you want to be healthy. It'll be the cheapest foods this way anyway. The one or two supplements that you may need, that oftentimes the meat eaters actually need as well, depending on where you live in the world. Yeah, it's all in there. Everything you could hope to need to know is covered in it, all the basics. So yeah, that's free for anyone. If any of you guys want to download it, the link's below for that. Also, if you ever want to really deepen your knowledge, we've got our new Ultimate Plant-Based Nutrition Guide, online course. And it's just me and Gemma's combined 20 years of knowledge as a PT and vegan nutritionist, Gemma as a chef. So our cookbooks are in there. There's about 80 recipes, I think, 14 videos, PDFs, charts of nutritional requirements by age, stage of life, just everything you could hope to ever probably need to know pretty much should be in that course. I would have thought. It took us 5 months to put together. So that's also available. So link below for that if you want to have a look at that. But yeah, really and truly, you only need that e-guide though. That will cover all the basics, all the stuff you need to know in order to be plant-based successfully. Hence the name of the course. So I hope that helps. And good luck. Let us know. Obviously, come in here. We stream it here most days, maybe twice a day, about 6 a.m. and about 7 p.m. Greenwich. Not 6 a.m. Sorry, I get up at 6. About 8 to 9 a.m. and about 7 p.m. GMT. Any questions? Don't hesitate to ask. I'd love to help you, and you won't regret it. The only regret I ever hear from a vegan is, "I wish I'd have known sooner. I wish I'd have started sooner." If you do it healthfully, it's the best for your body. Of course, then we don't need to harm animals unnecessarily. None of us want to hurt an animal if we can help it, do we? Let's face it. And of course, the Earth's dying. And at this rate, the planet's not going to support our children. But we can. There is time to turn it around if we all start taking it seriously. But we need to really crack on. Sarah, I had a funny moment the other day. A lady at the store was wearing a 0% vegan shirt. Went by and said, "Don't worry, you'll get there one day." She looked so confused. Yeah, good. What a horrible 0%. Well, no, she should have said 100% animal cruelty. People. Mersey, they never offer it. The only offer I got was to remove my gallbladder because it's possible that it's not working. Surely they should run some bloody diagnostics first before just chopping bits out. That is sickening. That is really sickening. Have you been examined? Because recently Gemma got diagnosed with enzymatic insufficiency. That's not to do with the pancreas, but the gallbladder is struggling. So You could try adding in some digestive enzymes, like a broad spectrum one. I would do quite a high dose. Maybe do that for a couple of days and see if that helps. And I mean, really, you should get tested for all these things and get it diagnosed. But for Gemma's particular problem, supposedly by using this supplement, over time, everything should put itself right, believe it or not. So that's pretty good. But yeah, you might like to just experiment with some digestive enzymes for a short time, just to see what happens.
Or talk to Goji, man.
Oh yeah, well
He's
yeah.
good stuff.
Yeah, talk to Goji, man, but I'd already said that.
Oh, sorry, I had not heard. I should not interrupt.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Plant-based powder. Is the acid in soda pop just as bad as the acid in meat? This fizzy drinks are more acidifying even than meat. Alex Pop, are there any problems with eating nuts, dried fruit after dinner as the last meal? Some people say danger of fatty liver due to high fructose. There's no problem of fatty liver with whole fruits. Refined, like free fructose, yeah, but fruit is a different animal. You can eat, well, it's one of the healthiest things you can eat, actually. Just acts differently. And yeah, I eat nuts and dried fruits after most meals. In my breakfast, I have dates and flax and chia, and at my other two meals, I eat nuts and seeds and dried fruits afterwards. That's the only way I can get enough calories in, really, as a whole foods bodybuilder. Plant-based powered. I know someone that's got non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, only 22, eating too much soda and eating fast food. Yeah, yep, that'll do it. Angel, has Gemma ever considered doing YouTube? Yeah, she has actually got her own channel, but it's sort of just defunct at the minute. Like behind the scenes stuff, vlog style, what she's going to cook for you both, and other lifestyle stuff. I don't think her heart's really in too much cooking and things, but she does do a lot of stories on Instagram, which is pretty much going to be the same type of thing. It's a bit like a kind of vlog, isn't it? Watching our stories stitched together. I think in the future she may reprise her channel, but it'll be more, I think, kind of mental health sort of stuff that she'd be interested in talking about. Plant-based power. Does multivitamins help with depression? If you are depressed because your vitamins are rubbish, yes. If not, no. You'd be better off eating real food, though. Multivitamins, if anything, likely cause more harm than good, according to meta-analysis. The main vitamin for depression really is vitamin D, the old sunshine vitamin. So take good care with that. B12 can be a factor as well. Probably other ones can. I mean, we don't know the half of nutrition really, most likely, truth be told. Sarah, also my job is having a table where we hand out pamphlets and coffee. I managed to convince my director to let me hand out vegan scones along with the coffee instead of regular ones. Very good. Well done, you. Let's have a round of applause for Sarah. Louise, it's really that's really cool. Have you ever tried DMT? Yes, that's something I'd love to try. Yeah, because I'm not a smoker, at the time I couldn't really get enough into my lungs to kind of blast off. But also I was very scared because I hadn't done hallucinogens. And don't do drugs, kids. Drugs are bad. I just have to say that caveat. And do research and stuff. Don't think I'm promoting it or endorsing it or saying you should do it. A lot of people shouldn't ever do it, but do research and find out about it before you even think of it. Yeah, I think now, because I have had some experiences with other compounds, I think I would just be a lot braver and I'd probably just hit it. I think I didn't even know to hit, you're meant to hit it hard like 3 times, aren't you? And I think I didn't even know that. I maybe done it once or maybe twice. But I didn't feel like I could hold it into my lungs. But yeah, I think in terms of being able to see like entities and have an out-of-body experience and these kind of mystical, spiritual, like real life-changing journeys, I'm starting to think that might be the one. You know, it's a kind of easier version of ayahuasca, isn't it? Because it's the same. It's the same molecule, but like you're not there for like half a day or whatever, and if it goes wrong, you know, you probably feel like eternity, even a minute of it. So yeah, that seems a little less risky. Not that I've ever had a bad time of it. You know, I've done a few journeys now, and I've never had a bad time of it. But of course, it can always happen. Sometimes there's a lot of big institutes now studying psychedelics in therapy, you know, for PTSD, treatment-resistant depression, what's the phrase? So, you know, alcoholism, addiction is what I'm looking for. So, yeah, I forget where I was going with all of that now because I had a brain fart. But, yeah, it's for some people, it's potentially very good stuff, that's for sure. Mersey, should I get the one that goes down the throat or the other way? Oh, I've forgotten what we're talking about now. Oh, I didn't recommended something, didn't I? Oh, digestive enzymes, was it? They're usually capsules. Yeah, don't use them as a suppository. If that's what you were meaning, I don't know if that's what you were meaning. Foxy Blonde, I'm not a fan of nuts. I tried to nibble on cashews or pistachio. As in pistachios yesterday. I'm going to make it worthwhile. What type of nuts would you recommend? I might as well make it worthwhile. So I would say, like, for the masses, I like to see people eating a Brazil nut a day because that's just got a real good whack of selenium. I think there was a stat, something like 90% of people who had a bad time of it with COVID were selenium deficient when they tested. Also the same for vitamin D. So selenium's one, and people can struggle with that if they're not having a Brazil nut. You don't want to go mad because you can easily get a toxic load. Walnuts appear to be very good. They seem, according to the science, they're about the most nutritious. I think they're slightly alkalizing. What else is good? The most omega-3 of any nut. The most antioxidants. However, all of that science was funded by the California Walnut Institute. So the thing is, like, you should probably not take it at face value. If you're going to throw out meat-based studies on saying that meat is healthy because you know about bias, well, logically you should apply that same logic to walnuts and think, yeah, they're probably no better than any other nut. So personally, I like to see people eating a good range of different things. So yeah, I eat walnuts, I eat Brazils, I eat the odd pistachios, pecans, almonds. Not that they're actually a nut, I don't think. But I like to mix it up. But yeah, by and large, I do eat a bit more walnuts, and like I say, I actually eat like at least a couple of Brazils a day, but because I'm larger, you know, I think I can get away with a bit more. But yeah, I think the seeds, if anything, possibly seem like they might be better. Certainly, sunflower seeds have the most vitamin E of the nuts and seeds, and you know, pumpkin seeds are good for zinc. Hemp seeds are particularly good. They've got a good amount of omega-3. I eat more seeds than I do nuts. But yeah, mix them all up for the greatest health potential. Nice, Maisie. Yeah, I would recommend talking to him. He really is kind of a genius of that particular field. I always defer to him. Sorry, it helps that my pumpkin scones are really popular at school. I'm pretty excited to do them for the animals, even if it's just a piece of actress. Yeah, brilliant. Alex, are there any advantages to sprouting grains, beans, etc. before cooking? Yeah, you're actually increasing the nutrition quite markedly when things start to germinate. and they're going to be more digestible, absorbable. Yeah, that's a really good thing to do. I'm just too lazy. You're welcome, Scott. Plant-based power does self-containing amino acids break down in the body to sulfuric acid? I don't know. Is the answer. I'm no biochemist, I'm afraid. You know, and you do want some of those. You just don't want to overdo them, and they're kind of more prevalent in meat. But they do. I mean, they produce hydrogen sulfide in the colon, which can lead to IBD and cancers. So, yeah. Either way, you don't want to be overdoing them. Next gen Italian wolf in the hizzy. Hi, big bro. Stay safe and be vegan. Okay, I shall, and you also. Thanks for joining. And how's it going? My friend? Yeah, you know it, guys. You know it. Right, am I miles behind? No, I'm not too far. Race leaver in the hizzy. Hench Herbivore reporting for yeah. Restart the live stream. Stop. Clock at 0. I would do, but I really need to eat again before bed, and it is getting late, and I don't want to negatively affect my sleep or my gut microbiome. I'm sure that you really worry about my health, and that you'll agree that that's the best for all concerned. Although possibly you won't. Neil Whaling, I'm training for a 50-mile running race in September. Wow. Running a vegan runner's shirt. Good, man. To prove that 57-year-old can thrive on a sensible vegan diet. Good for you. That's awesome. Let's have a round of applause, please, for young Neil there. Neil, it will take me 12 hours or so. That winner will take 6.5. I'm no athlete. Me neither. Well, I suppose I'm a physique athlete, but yeah, I'm certainly no endurance athlete. You'd probably be at least twice as quick as me, I would guess. Plant-based power. Is it okay to take a multivitamin like once every couple of days? Likely that will do you more harm than good, according to the science. And you know, you should be getting your nutrients from real food. Like the 1 or 2 you do need to supplement. Oftentimes they're not in high enough doses in multis anyway. I would say for an adult 2,000 IUs of vitamin D. You know, maybe if you're a larger strength or physique athlete, maybe even more, but you should really dose off of bloods to be sure. I certainly do a bit more. Angherad's back, emoji to hair, very good. Bobby's proud. How bad is Vicodin? I would not know. I am no pharmacist nor doctor, I'm afraid. I basically try to avoid as many medications as possible by having a healthy lifestyle, because I know that there's going to be negatives. Hi, pretty. If Mizzy is asking about the test for celiac, test is endoscopy, standard throat, feel thing, and dream. Another test for celiac is don't eat any gluten for 5 days, and then eat tons of gluten, and you'll probably have your answer. I like your peach there, hi pretty. Right, I think I'm up to date. Did I miss anyone? I'll just go back. I'll also take off my socks. I'm getting a bit warm. No, I think we are up to date. Miles Broom, what are some clean sources of protein on a vegan diet without soy, bad oils, maybe even keto options? So when you say clean, you're talking about like high protein, low protein and fat, rather than high protein, low carbs and fat, rather than healthy whole foods versus processed foods, aren't you? So seitan, I think seitan's pretty much just protein, is it? Let's have a little look, see. It's delicious as well, as long as you don't have a gluten issue, of course. Seitan, 100 grams. Okay, so 100 grams of seitan. 21.2 grams of protein, 3.5 grams of carbs, 1.2 grams of fat. So that's very good. I eat that on occasion. Of course, protein powders as well. I like the Vivo Life. Find link below for 10% off code Hench10 off the Vivo Life. Yeah, but really, like, healthy foods do come, typically vegan foods, with a range of protein, carbs and fat. But, you know, I prefer to get... I kind of get 75% of my protein from whole foods, and then I have a couple of scoops of a powder. And just the more you get away from that and you just put in processed protein foods, like, it's just really horrible for your health. Keto is horrible for your health. The longest lived people on record, 85% of their calories is carbohydrate. So keto is kind of the exact opposite of the healthiest diet that's recorded. So I don't recommend it. Foxy Blonde, did you ever watch Zac Efron series on Netflix? No. I'm curious to see what you think about the water theory. It's called Down to Earth. Yeah, I'd like to give that a go. Just don't really have time to blink and watch much, unfortunately, particularly at the minute. But yeah, I'll try and give that a look when I get a minute. Joe, plants, herbs, foods that have been shown to alleviate anxiety. The top one is going to be CBD oil, which I happen to work with Honest Hemp, which they do 30% off your first order with my code, which is below. They're very good. Yeah, that's brilliant. I noticed a marked improvement in my ability to do public speaking the first time I tried it. It was like huge. It was like night and day. So that's very good. I mean, in general, you know, whole plant foods tend to help mental health, particularly some things like berries, grapes, onion, green tea, some of the warmer, more aromatic, sweeter spices, nutmeg, I think, cloves, oregano, the herb. These lower your monoamine oxidase, giving you more free serotonin and dopamine. So it's kind of depression, but anxiety and depression kind of go hand in hand oftentimes. I think there's definitely a crossover there. And animal products, animal foods, you know, they break down. They don't ferment like whole plant foods. They don't create these healthy. Actually, the neurotransmitters, serotonin, dopamine, norepinephrine, they are built, 95% of them in the colon, if you eat enough fiber from the short-chain fatty acids that the bacteria produce. So they're helpful, but then, so that's fermentation. Now, animal proteins and fats, the bacteria that eat those are known as the Bacteroides strains. Prevotella are the good guys that eat the fiber. Bacteroides are the bad ones. they create toxins like putrescine, cadaverine, cresol, which are shown to cause depression and anxiety. So it's like you eat suffering and become suffering. So whole plant foods, they're like anti-inflammatory as well. Like inflammation is a major cause of things like depression and then possibly anxiety as well. I wouldn't wonder because of how closely linked they are. So yeah, more whole plant foods, less processed junk like refined sugars, like oils. Oils are often pro-inflammatory. And yeah, animal products. Yeah, stick mainly to the whole plant foods. And then, like, other than just food, like things like cold therapy, breath work, some of the Wim Hof stuff. Physiological sighing is really good, where you do 2 sharp, deep in-breaths followed by 1 long, accentuated out-breath, and you repeat that maybe 3 times. That's shown to really sort out your hormones very quickly. If you're having trouble sleeping, 20 to 30 of those can really get you on your way, apparently. Mizzy, have you met all the other vegan YouTubers? I think there's probably thousands. The larger ones, by and large, I've probably met most of them. Not all, though. Yeah, but yeah, very, very many. We had some over for the last couple of days, funny enough, Family Freedom. They're a delight. If you've not checked out their channel, you should check them guys out. Miles, thank you. I'm currently doing a meat-heavy keto diet. I'm a marathon runner and weightlifter at age 19. Have been having stomach weirdness, if that makes sense, considering going vegan in Thailand. Yeah, honestly, I used to eat similarly as a bodybuilder, and it's not meant for us, and it is killing you. It is. It's the science is undeniable. I'm going to just post a link in the chat. It's to a study. It's a consensus statement from the European panel of... hang on, let me get this. Rather than telling you wrong, let me actually just get the study and read it off there. Studies. So this is... where is it? Oh, there it is. I'll just post this in the chat in case anyone... This is a great study to link if any trolls are trying to say that meat is healthy. Boom. That's the one. And so this is a... This is a consensus statement from the European Atherosclerosis Society Consensus Panel. And it basically proves irrevocably that meat, the fat, trans fats and cholesterol, raise serum LDL, which is the only critical risk factor for the top killer of humans, which is heart disease, plus like all-cause mortality, you know, things like cardiovascular disease, stroke risk, Alzheimer's, which is now the biggest killer of UK residents. And yeah, it cites 343 very good quality peer-reviewed papers. There's like meta-analysis in there, case studies, prospective cohorts, Mendelian randomization, so like gene studies. It's not just what are the studies that people moan about? Not epigenetics. I forget the name now. It's not just your standard studies that people say can potentially be wrong. There's a whole range of studies. And yeah, non-industry funded, interestingly. So there's 343 top quality non-industry funded studies. And so if someone tells me meat is healthy, well, first of all, I say, you know, like an assertion made without evidence can be dismissed without evidence, because the burden of proof is on you, like you're going against the scientific consensus. And I tell them here is like a small part of my evidence as to why you are wrong. And it is 343 top quality peer-reviewed studies, not funded by the industries that stand to profit from a favourable outcome, but from like independent bodies. And I say, like, if you can find better data than this, send it over, and I am willing to change my position in the light of new, better evidence. However, there is none. You might find the odd study funded by the meat industry, but you're not going to find 343 of the best quality studies, not industry funded. They don't have the bias. They don't have a reason to try to pull the wool over your eyes. And and if these people have got any sense, they'll think, so. And I say, look, this is the overwhelming balance of evidence. Like, this is not fringe, like, unsubstantiated nonsense. This is what our top minds, the general consensus of our top minds who understand how to look at studies, how to conduct studies, and they're saying, like, it's just no two ways about it. Like, meat leads to the number one cause of death, and 14 of the 15 leading causes of death. Like, there's nothing in meat that you can't get elsewhere. Like, either the essential nutrients are in plants, or there's precursors that animal made the animal version of the nutrient with. Well, we too are animals, much as we like to pretend we're not. We too are animals, and we can make the same nutrients. We're in a sterilized world now. Ideally, we need to supplement B12. Well, 2/5 of Americans are B12 deficient, and they eat tons of meat. It's not that 2/5 of Americans are vegans, because they're not. It's about 1% if you're lucky. If you're not getting sun, then D3. Again, meat eaters, like the average meat eater, I think gets about 300 IUs of vitamin D per day. The requirement for an adult to be healthy, like optimal, is around 2,000 for most. So it's many times more. So, there's nothing healthy that we can't get elsewhere, but there are the fat, trans fats, cholesterol, heme iron, like the raised levels of IGF-1, new 5GC. When you cook, you're creating advanced glycation end products, nitrosamines, aromatic. What are they called? You got the polycyclic aromatic hydrocarbons. Heterocyclic amines. It's not just that cooked meat causes cancer. If you smell the fumes, you don't even have to see the smoke. If you just smell that cooking, that's raising your risk for lung cancer. Like, about 25% of lung cancer is because of cooked meat, and not even from tobacco smoking. So, there's nothing good in there we can't get elsewhere, but there's a load of bad stuff that is the number one cause of death in humans. I'm not just saying it's only animal products that are killing us, because processed plant foods are also killing us. So it's not vegan versus omnivorous or keto or carnivore. It's whole foods vegan versus everything else, in terms of what's healthy, what's not. I hope that helps. If anyone, again, I've got this free vegan nutrition guide. It's all the basics, everything you need to know in order to do it healthfully. So please download that if you want to. Link below, completely free. Maisie, are there any vegan YouTubers that you would like to meet? And I'll tell you if I've met them if you want. Nice, Neil. Yeah, I think he's a saviour to many. Plant-based powder. I had some Beyond Burgers with my girlfriend last night and some of her soda pop, and I feel like crap. Yep, that will be a thing. The longer you eat healthily, and then you have a backslide like that, the more crap you realise you feel. It's quite amazing. You're welcome, Joe. Maisie, once the keto starts giving you diarrhea, yeah. So basically, keto will feed pathogenic gut bacteria. It won't feed healthy gut bacteria. The quality of your gut microbiome, like the types of bacteria that you invite to live in your colon, is predicated on what you eat. If you're eating animal products, you're feeding the Bacteroides strains that cause disease and death. If you're eating whole plant foods, You're eating the soluble fiber resistant starch polyphenols that they feed on, the Prevotella strains, the healthy strains. These create vitamins, they train our immune system, they create lots of these short chain fatty acids, many more times than the Bacteroides strains do. And these are the bedrock. We're going to find out, it's not really mainstream yet, but we're going to find out that the more short chain fatty acids we have, the greater our health potential, both physical and mental. It's not really in the mainstream yet, but it's well known in like, nutritional in the nutritional field. It's some of the greatest inroads into nutrition science in the last sort of few years has really been in terms of the gut microbiome and the symbiosis that we have between midi-chlorians. Gut bacteria and our bodies. The vast majority of genes that instruct our metabolic processes don't belong to us. I think something like 99% of them belong to these bacteria that we invite to live in the colon. It's that serious. Like, do you want to live a long, happy, healthy life? Or do you want to cut it short and be miserable and be in disability towards the end? It's that serious. It's huge. Keto is the last thing I would ever do. And I have been there. Like I am a bodybuilder. I've eaten very meat-heavy diets. I will never do it again. People couldn't pay me enough money to do it. Hi, Angel kindly donated £2.99 on the super chat. A little fist bump with that exercising pair. He's great, isn't he, with his headband? No question, just supporting a local neighbourhood vegan YouTuber as she's trying to do, as is Bjorn the Viking with his 30 knocks. How's it going? It's the lovely, friendly fox high-fiving me. Neither of these people have got questions. They're both just supporting their local neighbourhood vegan YouTuber out of the kindness of their hearts, and they're just the best people. The best people. Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you. It's really good to be back. I missed you guys. It's nice to feel wanted. Do you know what I mean? There's not many jobs you can do where people freely want to fund you. Like, do you know what I mean? They don't have to. We've all got bills to pay, and we probably want to buy some things for ourselves or our loved ones. But no, you're helping support this local online vegan activist, and that means a lot to me, guys. It really does. I'm going to shut up before I get totes emotion. Nick, can I ask what's your opinion on killing insects, etc.? Well, I'm vegan, so I take a dim view of it. I have a fly infestation in my kitchen. Tried everything to get rid of them, harming them, not sure how to get rid of them ethically. Get some jars, put some fruit scraps in the bottom of the jars. On the top of the jar, get some tin foil, make it a bit larger than the neck of the jar. Put it over. You may want to put an elastic band around that. Punch loads of little holes, and pretty soon the jars will be full up with flies, and you can just let them out outside. And don't leave fruit laying around where it's accessible. And then hopefully they won't come back. Foxy Blonde loves my background. A reminder, we should be avoiding palm oil. Indeed. It is neither healthy for us nor the lovely denizens of the rainforest. Like this fella here. He's cute, isn't he? He looks like he's got war paint on. I like him. Right, looking for questiones. Neil Whaling, mainstream media needs to learn about the truth. Would you do more radio appearances? Yeah, I've done quite a lot of radio in my time. Yeah, I'm up for that. I was actually on the BBC World Service, which is the largest media platform in the world. I think I spoke to 133 million on the news hour. So I doubt whether I'll top that with the rest of my career, to be quite honest. I think I've had about 6 million views on here, but yeah, I've got a long way to go to top that 133 million. Nathan, I work 11-hour shifts in a call centre 5 days a week, and I run out of ideas for packed lunch to work, apart from sandwiches and leftover pasta. Vegan packed lunch ideas like yourself. Thank you, my friend. Have you got a microwave or no? If it's got to be cold. I like salads with lots of legumes and whole grains and different salad veg, and different dressings made with like nut or seed butters, and different acids, like different vinegars, or like citrus fruits like lemons and limes. Maybe with a little date up in there for a bit of sweetness. A bit of mustard, bit of nooch, that sort of thing to flavour it. By and large, I like to eat whole food, so if I couldn't heat it, I'd mostly be doing salads, really, I think, like that. Bit of fruit in there, like apple or, like raisins or something, add a little sweetness, yeah. And then I'd be eating, like, a lot of fruit, a lot of nuts and seeds. I suppose you can get, like, as well, can't you, wraps, oat cakes. You can get palm oil-free oat cakes. Patterson's, I think, is one brand. I wouldn't go too mad on things like oat cakes, because they're processed at such ultra-high temperatures, and, like, they're puffed, so they're fine particles which affect your blood sugar adversely. Big spoon beer, supersets or drop sets? Drop sets, but only on the last exercise for any given body part. I don't like supersets. Maybe if you're cutting, but in order to grow muscle, I'm not a fan. I think you're better off with kind of straight sets and really like high intensity, and then have a good breather so you can hit it hard again after, and not have to knack yourself out doing something else. And then I think you're not given as much to each exercise. Certainly not the succeeding one. Miles, in biblical times, how did they live so long? Who says how long they lived? They just tell you like they lived a long time. Do you think it's possible in today's world? I think they're probably bullshitting, in all honesty. Sarah, have you seen the new Goodful video? They compare whole foods vegan, junk food vegan, and keto vegan diets. I don't know if I hope because Goodful. I think it might be interesting. Wow, no, I've not even heard of that. Oh yeah. Oh, what are whole foods, junk food, and keto vegan eating? Oh, so it's more like a day of eating video. Yeah, I think it's more of a day of eating video, is it, from what the title says there? But I don't know. Tell me if it's. Tell me if there is a bit of like science or something in there. That would be interesting to see. Maisie, in the UK, Earthling, Ed, Avant-Garde Vegan come to mind. I know that vegan couple has travelled over. Yeah, I've met all of those. Yeah, they are lovely people, all of them. Yeah. Yeah, I met that vegan couple at one of the campouts. I think I've met him a couple of times, actually. Avant-Garde Vegan, I met at the camp out. He said he was a fan of the channel, so that was nice. I didn't think he'd know me. And yeah, Ed I've spoken to a few times. Yeah, for a few years, really, like when he first started up. Super Cat. Plant-based pad, are our produce deficient in nutrients because of monochrome? Apparently, nutrient levels are dropping. some places more than others. Plant-based powered. Why does tea and coffee affect your microbiome? I've not heard a whole lot about tea affecting it. I would think that it would affect it positively, possibly, as there's a lot of polyphenols in there, particularly your green and matcha. Coffee contains an oil which actually hurts our good gut bugs. Callum, is wholemeal bread really different to white? Yep. What are the differences really? So with white bread, you keep one part of the grain called the endosperm, which is low in nutrients, a lot of energy, very fast absorbing because it's not got the fiber. So it can like raise your blood sugar. It can lead to non-alcoholic fatty liver disease. It really causes havoc in the body. It doesn't act like anything like a whole food, particularly because it's ground as well. It's super horrible in terms of blood sugar control. Whereas the whole grains, they keep the germ, they keep the bran. These are the most nutritious parts of the brain. There's more fiber, so it slows absorption. White is horrible. Wholemeal bread really isn't as good as a whole intact grain, again, because it's ultra fine ground, so it acts differently, it absorbs faster. But white is, a level again, like worse, really. I would not touch that with your barge pole, let alone mine. Melissa, tips for building muscle when you have no money. So, of course, you got to eat cheaply, I suppose. So, some of the whole plant foods are some of the cheapest foods on the world. So I would be stocking up on sacks of rice, sacks of whole grain pasta. Dried fruits like raisins, like they're super cheap, aren't they? So a lot of calories. And then for protein, things like dried lentils, like they're super. These are the cheapest foods in the world. So I would be really stocking up on those. And ideally you want a bit of equipment, but perhaps you were just speaking in terms of food there. Obviously, gyms can be quite pricey. You can get cheaper gyms though, but yeah, I mean, you can get exercise equipment. Usually, the time of COVID, it's all gone a bit stupid. But ordinarily, you can get second-hand gym equipment like for next to nothing, like and just build at home or whatever. Plant-based powered. Do you like insects? I think they're very interesting. Some of them spook me a bit. Some of them like to nip you, which I'm not really a fan of when I'm kind to animals, but I tolerate them, and some of them are really fascinating. Some of them are really beautiful. It's 8:30. Wow. That has gone so blinking quick. Guys, I need to get to bed in an hour and a half, and I've got to eat one more time. It's got a bit protracted today. It's all gone a bit stupid. I don't like to eat late. So I'm going to go now and go and stuff my guts before I go to bed. Thanks to moderators for keeping us troll-free. Thanks for the super chats, keeping the beans on my toast, the wolves in the door, and the cameras rolling. If you've not already, download my free nutrition e-guide. All the basics, everything you need to know to eat a healthy vegan diet and not become one of those ex-vegans with their BS excuses that they didn't know you can get omega-3 from flax seeds. And if you're already very savvy on a vegan diet, but you want to really deep dive and really broaden your knowledge, basically everything I know, oh God, what do I know? I can't even point to my own course. It's because they're mirrored on there. Me and Gemma have dropped our ultimate guide to plant-based nutrition, 14 videos, loads of PDFs, our cookbooks are there, there's about 80 recipes, anything and everything you could hope to ever need to know to optimize your vegan diet is in there. So please give that a look if you would like to. We've made it quite affordable, I would like to say, particularly considering that it's 20 years of our knowledge and experience, as I say. Thanks for hanging out. I shall be on tomorrow morning about 8 a.m. GMT. Could be a little later, but I'll try and get on for about 8. And then thanks, Foxy Blonde. Enjoy that. And then tomorrow night I should be on again about 7 p.m. as well. For a while, I'm gonna keep doing like quite a few live streams because I think I really like them. I'm really enjoying hanging out with you guys, and I found this really boosted my confidence, and that's carried over into my everyday life. And you know, we are working towards this new business where it will really behoove me to be ultra confident, ultra chill, and be able to have a right laugh. And I'm going to be doing loads of interviews and stuff, and you know, live. So I think it's going to be stand me in good stead for that business to do really well. So I think it's important. I kind of want to put more time into videos because I think that's how we can get more reach and potentially make some sales to keep being able to do this as a living. But at least for a while, I'm gonna do loads of live streams. So look forward to plenty more. Thanks for hanging out, and hope to see you lovely guys tomorrow. Have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. And we'll see you next time. Bye for now. Bye-bye.